For centuries, the Western world has looked at statues like this and seen the ultimate personification of the Greek miracle. This is Apollo as we've been taught to know him, a flawless marble symbol of pure reason, light, and idealized intellect. But the original texts tell a different story. In the pages of Homer's Iliad, the very foundation of Western literature, this supposed Greek god spends his time slaughtering Greek soldiers and aggressively defending the city of Troy. His name itself defies Greek translation. Instead, the oldest epithet used for him is Lycogenus. It's a title that literally places his roots in Lycia, the Anatolian land of light, far to the east of Mount Olympus. This geographic displacement began with a curse. When the Titan Leto became pregnant by Zeus, a vengeful Hera ensured that no solid land on Earth would grant her sanctuary to deliver her child. Denied a home, Leto was forced into the margins, eventually finding a barren, floating rock in the Aegean. Apollo was born there, in the harsh, rocky landscapes of Delos and the Lycian coast. It was a birth defined by agonizing struggle. This origin forged a specific kind of power. He emerged as a survivor whose authority was earned in the wild rather than inherited in a palace. He represents the tension between the punishing dark of the wilderness and the blinding light required to master it. This history explains why his arrival on Olympus was met with terror. The ancient hymns describe the other gods leaping from their seats as he approached, not with a scroll, but with a silver bow that clattered against his back. In the Iliad, he demonstrates that lethality by raining plague arrows upon the Greek camp for 9 days. To the ancients, he was the visible face of invisible catastrophe, the god who reminded humanity of its fragility against the forces of nature. Yet, the same hands that drew the bow also constructed the lyre. He exists as a paradox, a bringer of sudden death who simultaneously orchestrates the mathematical harmony of music and the precision of healing. He carried this dual nature to Delphi. On this rocky mountainside, he had to slay the Python, a creature of primal chaos, before he could establish an oracle dedicated to reasoned order. There is a direct conceptual link between his archery and his prophecy. Just as his physical arrow is aimed to hit a distant target, his mind is aimed to hit a hidden truth. In the ancient mind, the focus required to strike a target from afar is the same focus used to perceive events across time. His ultimate power is the mastery of these opposing forces. He possesses the capacity for total destruction, but chooses to channel that same intensity into building the foundations of a civilized society. This moral drive reaches a breaking point in the Iliad. After the Greek hero Achilles kills the Trojan prince Hector, he spends days dragging the corpse through the dirt, attempting to erase Hector's humanity through desecration. While the other Olympian gods watched this savagery in silence, Apollo staged a defining rebellion. He shielded Hector's body from the sun and wild dogs, fiercely condemning Achilles. He argued that by abandoning pity and respect for the dead, Achilles had become no better than a wild animal. In this moment, he is more than an abstract god of light. He acts as the active defender of human dignity, morality, and aesthetics against the pull of barbarism. The roots of this character are still visible in the geography of Lycia. These rock-cut tombs, carved directly into the limestone cliffs, remind us that Apollo's identity began in the country of light, long before it reached the marble temples of the West. His presence tracks a specific shift in human thought. Through his son Asclepios, the random cruelty of disease became the study of medicine. Through his lyre, the noise of the wild became mathematical harmony. The chaotic storytelling of mythos was gradually being refined into the reasoned order of logos. We see this transition in each of his domains. He tamed the wild through reason, delayed the finality of death through art, and challenged human brutality with moral law. The silent marble version of Apollo found in Western museums leaves out the scent of the Anatolian scrub, his fierce protection of Troy, and the specific Aegean shores where his cult actually began. The survival of human civilization depends on the words and the reason we use to hold back the dark, and that universal wisdom was orchestrated not by a flawless Greek statue, but by the Eastern archer who taught